My brother was the family monster until he had a daughter. Now he's my best friend. My brother Marcus was pure chaos in human form growing up. I'm talking about the kind of kid who would systematically break your toys just to watch you cry, then sprint to mom with crocodile tears claiming you did it to yourself. He had this talent for destruction that felt almost artistic in its cruelty. When I was 8, he convinced me our cat could fly if I threw her off the garage roof. When I was 10, he stole every dollar from my piggy bank to buy Pokemon cards, then told our parents I spent it on candy and was lying about the theft. He'd read my diary entries out loud at family dinners, imitating my voice while describing my crushes. Once, he printed fake adoption papers and convinced me for 3 months that I wasn't really part of the family. As teenagers, his behavior evolved from childhood cruelty to genuine psychological warfare. He'd bring girlfriends over specifically to tell them embarrassing stories about me. When I got my first job at 16, Marcus would show up drunk with his buddies, making scenes until management fired me. He borrowed my car constantly, returning it with mysterious dents, empty gas tanks, and once, inexplicably, covered in glitter. Every family gathering became damage control. Mom would spend hours briefing everyone on topics to avoid so Marcus wouldn't explode. Dad started hiding his wallet because money disappeared around Marcus. Our parents constantly made excuses. He's just going through a phase. Boys mature slower. He doesn't mean it, honey. But I saw the real Marcus, the one who smiled when he hurt people, the one who never apologized for anything, the one who treated relationships like games where someone had to lose, and it was never going to be him. He fed off other people's pain like an emotional vampire. By college, we weren't just distant. We were strangers sharing DNA. I'd come home for holidays, exchange polite hellos, and count hours until I could leave. When friends asked about siblings, I'd say, it's complicated, because explaining Marcus felt impossible. The distance lasted 7 years. Marcus married Jessica, a sweet woman I genuinely felt sorry for. When they announced she was pregnant, I remember thinking, God help that child. I feared for that baby. How could someone who'd never shown empathy raise a human being? Then Emma was born, and everything changed. I'll never forget visiting the hospital. I expected the same selfish Marcus, probably complaining about sleepless nights. Instead, I found this 6'2" guy who'd never shown genuine emotion crying while holding this tiny human. She's so perfect, he whispered. Look at her fingers. She deserves everything good in this world. Something fundamentally rewired in Marcus's brain that day. Within weeks, he was calling me for parenting advice. Marcus, who'd never asked anyone for help, was researching child development like studying for finals. He quit drinking completely. He started therapy for his anger issues because Emma deserved a father with his life together. The first apology came via text. I was a terrible brother. Sorry doesn't fix it, but I want to try. I stared at that message for 20 minutes, convinced he was having a breakdown. But he kept showing up. When I got pneumonia, he appeared with groceries and medicine, cleaned my apartment without being asked. During my brutal breakup, he listened for hours without jokes or unwanted advice. He started remembering my birthday, asking about my job, treating me like someone he cared about. Now, 3 years later, Emma calls me uncle, while Marcus and I text daily, sharing memes like actual siblings. We hang out weekends, grab dinner regularly, and he's become the brother I always hoped for, but never believed possible. Turns out all it took was Marcus loving someone more than himself. Emma didn't just make him a father, she made him human.